Joining us now to talk about that hard-to-watch Bears loss and what's in store for next week against the Vikings, sports reporter Paula Ferris and Sun-Times columnist Sean Jensen. Paula, I said hard to watch, and I stayed with it.
Did you watch?
Every bitter
Sean
moment.
had to watch, right?
I know, you're paid to do this. But was Tom Brady the difference in this game?
Tom Brady is, bar none, the best player in the league right now. And he just imposed his will. Didn't matter if it was snowing, if it was sleeting, what the weather was like. I was joking earlier that he's like that older brother that puts his hand right on your forehead and you try to punch him, but you just can't reach him. It doesn't matter. You never see the guy's feet dance. He's cool. He's calm. He's collected. He's a Michigan guy, which of course has nothing to do with it. I'm from Michigan. But it doesn't matter. He frustrated these guys. He checked all of his reads, and he really caught the Bears out of position. I don't know if it was a bad game plan. I mean, you would probably have more to say about that, or if it was just the defense coming out flat. But he just imposed his will.
You found somehow to work Michigan into that conversation.
I always
I'm
do.
not sure why. In the meantime, Sean, you believe that the Bears were in it until a couple of game changers here. It didn't seem to me the Bears were ever in it, but there were really some things that kind of broke them.
Well, first of all, they got the 3-and-out to start the game, which was a great start. Offense had an opportunity to generate some momentum, and they didn't. So they punted the ball away. The Patriots started moving the ball down the field, and then they had an opportunity at one point to intercept a couple of passes in the first half, and they didn't. And the best one was the one in the end zone. Could have been similar to that Philadelphia Eagles game where a tip ball, Chris Harris picks it off and returns it, and that changed the momentum. The Bears had a chance to do that against the Patriots on Sunday, and it just didn't happen. Chris Harris wasn't able to bring it in.
Yeah, I know when they score film, they call that a missed opportunity for a big play, and they had a couple of those. And then, of course, we had that heartbreaking moment 5 seconds before the end of the first half.
That's just inexcusable, in that situation. You've got a rookie safety in Major Wright, was looking at the tight end coming streaking down the middle of the field, left Charles Tillman alone against Deion Branch, which is not a fair matchup just in terms of speed, and it was off to the races and another quick 7. But let's face it, even if that play doesn't happen, they're still down 27-0.
Yeah.
So
I want to ask the two of you, the one thing I was thinking when I saw that play, I was thinking, there are the Patriots still going for it with seconds to go, when they think a lot of other teams, maybe even the Bears, would have taken a knee and said, let's go into the locker room.
I, in fact, read, I think, on ESPN Boston.com that Tom Brady was told to take a knee, but decided to go for it all.
Wow.
So that just shows, just shows the type of team they are. They can just put their foot on another team's neck and impose their will, which is something that we have not seen from the Bears yet this season.
That's Bill Belichick's MO. That's what he likes to do. And I know people felt like maybe the Patriots didn't call off the Dogs, but I assure you they did, because I was at the Monday night game against the Jets, and they were determined to score as often as they could just to send a message to the division rival New York Jets. And I felt like they were a little bit more laid back and not as pressed to try to score in the second half, because certainly they could have.
They didn't need to.
Let's put all this behind us now and try to forget and look forward to next week. The Bears are supposed to face the Vikings.
Yes.
But where are they going to play?
Well, that's a good question. And we were just looking at some video of what happened to the Metrodome in Minneapolis. It kind of looks like something out of Apocalypse Now when it just basically imploded right there and the snow came down. They're thinking right now, Metrodome officials are doing everything in their power to make sure that this can be repaired by next week. They don't want to lose money. They had to refund all that money. They don't want to lose any more money. If not, it could be at the University of Minnesota.
I spoke
to
Roy Terwilliger, who's the chair of the Sports Facility Commission that runs the Metrodome. And he's still trying to meet with some of the officials who basically run the company that deals with the roofs of all these dome stadiums. And they're going to fly in tonight. They're hoping to have a meeting. And either later tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, they'll let people know whether that roof can be fixed in time for the game. If not, they'll play the game at TCF Bank Stadium, which is the Gophers' home.
University of Minnesota.
At the risk of sounding like a Coors Light commercial, I'm going to say the playoffs.
We've done it all. Yes,
the playoffs. We can still talk playoffs.
Of course
here.
we can. We don't know how deep they'll go, but if they win this week, and if the Packers lose, then there's a good chance Aaron Rodgers suffered his second concussion of the season in yesterday's game. We won't know more about him until later in the week. But they've got to play the New England Patriots. If they lose and the Bears can beat Minnesota, then they clinch a playoff.
It seems to me a charmed season for the Bears. They've avoided major injuries, unlike last year. And then even losing in embarrassing fashion at home. The Packers lose in even more embarrassing fashion in Detroit. And so I don't see how they can beat the Patriots, who've won 26 in a row with Tom Brady at quarterback at Foxborough.
Sean, Paula, thank you very much. You are paid to sit in that press box and watch this. It's a tough job, but somebody had to do it.
Why don't you come next time, okay, Phil?
If you can guarantee we'll look a little better on offense, I'm there.
Can't guarantee anything with this team.
Thanks a lot.